name. Input tags folder. Under the input tag folder, we will create 2 files. In developer guide, you can make a note. List of input tags. List of input tags. List of input tags. We have one is called text. Second one we have call number. Next we have called password. Next we have called email. Text, number, password, email. Text, number, password, email. After that, date, time, local. Text, number, password, email, date, time, local. Next, after that, you will follow call select, not select. You can write text area or better write file. And then you can write next call text area. Next you can write call select. Next you can write call radio. Next is called box. After that we have buttons. Inside the button we have one type. Inside the button we have one type called submit. We have next type called reset. We have next type called button. Text, number, password, email, date, time, local, file, text area, select, radio, checkbox. Okay. Now it has a lot of property values. We can create example and we'll see what property and values are exist for elements. Okay, we can create one file. Using text field, you can take the alphanumeric value. Using number, we can take only number. Password is for the secure value. Email ID to take the email type of. Date, time, local is for the calendar. File is to upload the file. This text area to ask multi-line input. Select to select the value from the given drop down. Okay, so write one file, one example you write, example1.html, example1.html in input tag folder, example1.html in input tag folder. Okay, got it. File example1.html in input tag folder. We'll go on to this file and we'll write in this HTML. Then you will follow the body tag again. Under body tag, you will write h1 input elements syntax example. Input elements syntax example. We have the first element called text. Text. Input type equal to text. Input type equal to text. It is an independent tag. It is independent tag. Open close together, even it will print in the same line. Next is called password. Input type equal to password. Password. Next you can write number. Input type equal to number. Okay, next after that, so input type equal to text, password, number. One more we have called email. Here also input type equal to email. Okay, ready? Next, after this, run this file. All will print in the same line. All will print in the same line. Something like this. Right? This is called an input element. Right in that, try pressing enter key and see it's work or not. Enter key. Try writing your name in 2 lines. In text box, try writing your name in 2 lines. In first text box, try writing your name in 2 line. Happening. These all are the single line input element. These all are single line input element. In that, always it will take the value in the single line. Okay, it will not take the, it will not allow to go to the name line. I will guide you when to use the form tag. Next check now. These all are called single line input element. Right after this, one H3. Inside that, we can write call file upload. File, like for file upload. Input type equal to file. Input type equal to file. This will help us to upload a file. It is especially to upload the file. Any type of file we can upload. Limitation also we have. Through the JavaScript we can apply the limitation. But once you write input type equal to file, it will allow to select any type of file. Okay, come next. See that, it's look like this. Choose file. Next element we have text area. Text area. Text area open. Text area close. It will allow to enter multi-line. Okay. You can write between both. Between open and close, you can write enter multiple line here. Okay, enter multiple line here. So text box, password, number, email was allowing to enter only one line value, but here we can enter multiple line. This is called multi-line input container. Text area open, text area close. It's called dependent element. Open and close is required. Okay, happening. You can see here, go and enter the multiple line. Okay, multiple line. You can resize also. Right, something like this. You can enter the multiple line. All will be organized properly. Not in first example. First, you see the syntax. This is the syntax example of input element. How to create a text box, radio button, checkbox, and any other. H3. In H3, we can write call checkbox. Checkbox or dead time. Dead time hyphen local. So right there, input type equal to input type equal to dead time hyphen local. date time local, it will give us the option go here, take this and enlarge it how bigger you want. Can you see this icon? Here is the option. So after that, through code if you want, then wait for some time, I'll guide you. Write it. I think you are not writing, correct? Oh, heroes. Okay, let's go ahead. Write H3. Keep inside call checkbox. Okay, date time local is checked. How it works? Date time local is something like this. Yeah. Calendar week. AM, PM we can select. Completely calendar. Okay, next we have H3, right? That is called checkbox. Checkbox. In checkbox, we have input type equal to checkbox. Write some name here. Same way right below. Same way right below. Multiple checkbox will come. So it is something like this. Checkbox will appear like this. This is called type equal to checkbox. Come after this, we have called radio button. H3 radio. Input type equal to radio. You can write inside again city name, some city, Bangalore, similar Pune. Check now. Radio button appear. Multiple. You can select all. Radio button is for single selection. Checkbox we should select multiple, but radio button should not allow multiple. We have to use a property here called name property. And that name should be same for all. Name should be same for all. Name give anything. Suppose XYZ. Here also write the name XYZ, XYZ, and XYZ. Everywhere write the same name. Now you can't select multiple radio button. Any one we can select from the given group. When we want to select multiple checkbox, multiple option from given, we can select the, we can create the checkbox, and if you want to, user should select only one, then you can create the radio button. Check now, multiple is able to select. Any name you can give. Okay, so we have to see in the other example, all properties one by one. So let it be till here in this file, only name, so that it will not allow to select multiple. Anyone you can select. Anyone you can select. And put some BR in the last, so that little space will get applied. Is touching the bottom portion. Okay, so I wrote some BR. Next, after this, we have one more call, radio button checkbox you have written, text area you have written, select is pending. Write H3, select. Select open close. Select open close. Inside that, we have to write option. What you want to display to user, you have to write in option tag. Suppose first you wrote call choose city. User will understand, okay, I have to select something from here. Write the next option. City name. Write one more option. Write one more option. Okay, hope ready. Save now. So once select appear like this. Now we have some buttons. We can write below. List of buttons. Three type of button we have. We can write here. First is called submit. Text can be anything. The type should be as a submit. Text can be anything. Next is called reset. Clear. Using that, you can clear the entire field in a page. Suppose in a registration page, you have multiple input, you filled many, and you feel like I should clear it, you can click on clear. It will clear all. These two will work directly using HTML. Submit and reset. The third button will work using JavaScript. Button type equal to button. Here also you can write something. Go next. So here you need help from JavaScript. This function will not be functional directly. But first two will work in HTML. In this file, it will not work because form tags are not used. Without form tag, submit button, reset button, both will be inactive. It will not give any kind of anything. This file is just syntax. How you can create this certain elements. Select how you can create. Radio button, how you can create. Checkbox, how you can create. Calendar, how you can display using HTML. Date time locally have. Text area, multi-line, file upload. Next property of this, all the elements will make it more meaningful. Okay, so hope we wrote till here. These buttons are functional anymore? Nothing. Just like it is. Click anywhere, no any action. Action will happen. Next file we can create form1.html, form1.html. Next file you create form1.html. Okay, form1.html file created. In the same folder, you can follow input tag folder. Come in this, you can follow HTML again. Right, body tag. Open form tag and close the form tag. Okay, in form tag has some certain property and value. You can write here action. We'll write something here. Next property is called method. We will write something here. Action and method. Some more are there, ID class that will be required using the CSS. Now come inside, write one h1 tag, h1 tag, hello. नहीं अभी नहीं करेंगे, थोड़ा कुछ काम है तो इवनिंग में 6:30 6 o'clock 7 o'clock पे रुकेंगे यहाँ पे If okay, so table tag open and close. Keep inside align equal to center. Right call cell padding. Cell padding as a 10. Come inside. Write a caption. Next one. Into the H1. You can write call contact us. Next, after that, come down, write the next TR. In the next TR, you will follow one TH, full name, next TD, input type equal to text. Okay, input type equal to text. This table is a part of form now. So text box will be functional. Once you click on button, submit button, reset button, it will do some action. Full name, mobile number, input type equal to number, check now, this page is looking something like this. Two field will appear. Now how to increase the size of the text box if you want to make little bigger. Okay, size is next. First understand the form, then you can see the size. Write next one more here, email purpose. Input type equal to email. Okay, input type equal to email. Now come down, write one more TR, TH, message. Next TD, text area you write here, and in text area you can write rows. Someone have asked how to increase the height and width. Rows will help you to increase the height. Keep 10, 20, 35, 10, anything else. Rows 10 and calls suppose 40. You can also increase and decrease. This is two property using that you can increase the, you can enlarge the text area using calls and rows. Using calls and rows. Okay, so hope it's look like this. Page become little big size, text area, increase little more, rows and calls, make 60, make this 15. Check again, text area got increased or not, height is. Increasing height and width, rows and calls is the property. Using that, we can increase the size of text area. For text box, we have different something. We'll see what is that. Now come down, write an str, th. All span 2 I'm writing so that our button will appear in the middle. Correspond to write a button. Send a message and change the type of the button. Submit. Write one more button. Reset. Clear all. Okay, written. So your page look like this. Next, come to the functionality part. What form is going to help us? Okay. Completed all. They will not. Going on or completed. Okay. Now, after filling this form, suppose this form you have created, you will enter your name, file number, email ID. You will enter the message, and then you will click on send button. Once you click on send button, this data has to go somewhere, right? For that purpose only you are filling. After filling this form, this all the data has to go somewhere. For that purpose only we are filling this form. So where the data has to go, okay? Where the data will go, that address you need to mention here under the action. Like suppose your file is HTML file, and this data, after filling that, your data will go to the PHP file, data will go to the Node file, data will go to the Java file, Python file, backend file. Those file name you need to mention in that. That is going to receive your value. That is called a action. Action represents the backend file name, backend URL, where we are posting the data. Next, after that, so the backend can be any language, whichever you have, you can use. But from the front end, when you post the data, it must be the location where we are sending. That location will define through the action property. That is a part of form type. Another one is called method. Method will define the security level. Since you are filling the form, like suppose when I run this page and when I fill this form, I will enter my values. When I'll enter my values, that value will get captured by HTML. HTML will take all the values. After that, HTML will send this data to, suppose if I write a file here, save.php. So whichever the name you enter, mobile number you enter, email ID you enter, a message you enter, all the value will be posted to this file, save.php. PHP file will be able to receive all the values what you are posting from here. Now this is HTML file, and from HTML you are sending the data to PHP file. PHP file, Java file, Python file is the server side language. So user will fill the form into his computer. I suppose I fill the form here and I click on send button. This data has to go to the backend language. So question is, where is the backend language? Backend language is in the server. Okay, you open the website, you are in the Bangalore, you open the website, you fill the form, you given your details to HTML, and then you click on send button. Now HTML will give your data to the backend language. So question is, where is the backend language? The backend language is not in your system. Backend language is in the server. Now depend where is the server is hosted. Okay. Now suppose scenario, you are sitting in Bangalore, you open a website, you enter your details, click on submit button. Now from your PC, your details has to go to the backend, and backend is in the Chennai, website is hosted in the Chennai. So from Bangalore location, your data has to travel through the internet to the Chennai location, right? When the data is traveling from one location to other location, or from one PC to other PC, from client to server, you are not the only one you are using the internet. Same internet is being by unlimited users. Some people are good people, some people are bad people. Okay, so when you are sending your data to Chennai, what is the guarantee your data will reach to Chennai server only? Someone else in exchange in between. They will take your mobile number and they'll enter some other mobile number. They will take your email ID and they will enter some other email ID. Correct? To protect from that things, we have something called method. Method will define the security. You want to send your data in secure mode or unsecure mode. If you want to send your data in secure mode, you have to use this method called a post. Post. Okay, post. If you want to send your data in unsecure mode, there is a method called this one, called as a get. Get and post. Get will also transfer the data from local computer to server. Post will also transfer the data from local machine to server. But get will be showing your data directly. Okay, example, you have a courier you want to send from Bangalore to Hyderabad. You type a letter and the letter you given to courier boy. without any envelope, what will happen? Or maybe you kept inside the envelope, and envelope is not locked. Envelope is open only. Whenever he has free time, he will open and he can read and he can keep inside again. Your data becomes disclosed. Someone else will read the data. That who will do? Get method. Get method will use the container to carry the data from client computer to server, but the data will be open cartoon. It will be like a unsecure. Anyone can see the data, anyone can exchange the data. At same time, if you are using the post method will also send your data from your location to other location. But the envelope what you are using, envelope will be locked. Envelope will be sealed. Okay, person want also he cannot open. Person is free also, but he cannot see the content. Okay, matter will be disclosed. Third party will get to know, yes, you have opened it. Okay, so post method work like that. Post method will encrypt your data before sending to the server. Get method will not encrypt your data before sending to the server. Also you here, get and post, how secure, unsecure, all right. You can see directly. Now we understood, yes, in this form, whatever the value will enter, this value will go to server. But how many input you are giving? 1, 2, 3, and then 4. 4 type of input we have, right? Server says like if we send a name and mobile number mix, email ID and message mixed, server cannot split it, server cannot find it out where is the name and where is the mobile. Server says like send your value separate. Name should be separate, email should be separate, mobile should be separate, and message should be separate. Then only server can keep your value different place. Tomorrow you want give me the mobile number, server will give the mobile. If you mix all together and send to server, server will say meaningless. Even it will not receive also. Okay. So what you are going to do? You are going to use one property. Using that property, you will create a variable that will hold the name. Okay, again using property, you will create a variable that will hold the mobile number. Okay, so we have to create total four variable, and that 4 variable will hold the 4 values separately. And when you send the value from your computer to server, all value will go, but all will be separate. All will be inside one cartoon only, but all will be separate. Okay, so now what we will do is go here. Write a property called name property. Name. Using name property, indirectly you are creating a variable, a container. That container will hold the full name of user. So name equal to, suppose I'll write here called fname. So fname will work like as a variable. I will enter my name under this text box, Siaram. So what will happen? Siaram will go and store under this variable. Call is a fname. A person will enter his name called Ganesh. Ganesh will come and store under this variable. Call is a fname. And when you send the value to server, this entire HTML and form and all will not go to the server. Only your variable will go to the server. Your HTML will display in your page only. Only the value will go to the server. Okay. Now come down. Write one more place. Variable called maybe mobile number. Okay. Let's write here something. Contact. So contact becomes a variable that will hold the mobile number of the user. Write call name equal to my email. I'm writing that different variables, so it will be clear. My mobile will hold the email ID of the user. And we have here called name equal to MSG. MSG will hold the message given by user. MSG will hold the message given by user. So create separate variable. Fname is going to receive the name of the user. Contact is going to receive the mobile number of the user. My email is going to hold the email ID of the user, as well as MSG is going to hold the message entered by user. Now after that, once you click on submit button, Fname, contact, my email, as well as MSG. all variable will convert into JSON object. We have not seen JSON object, so I have not used that big words. Just simply I am saying it will go to the server, it will go to the server. So all this variable fname, mobile, email, and college MSG, this all the variable will work like a property value property. So it will convert into JSON object, and that JSON object will be sent to this file, to the save.php, using which method? Get method. And get method says I am itself not secure. Okay, so whatever the value you will give me, your value will display throughout the internet from Bangalore to Chennai. Whoever will see, they can capture your value. Okay, now how it will be, I will show you. Okay, hope you written fname, contact, my mobile, as well as MSC. Come to the browser once. Okay, in browser, you can see in my page first. Hope this will be visible, and then you can try in your. Suppose I enter here call Deepak. So Deepak will store in which variable? Fname. Yes, definitely. I enter here call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It will go to the contact. This one email. Suppose abc@gmail.com. It will store under the my email. And here I'll write here call hello, call me. So this will store under the MSC variable. Now see the meaning of clear all first. Meaning of clear all says clear all button. What is the type? Clear all button type is reset. So as soon as you click on button, as soon as you click on reset button, your compiler will check what is the type of this button. You come to know the reset. Then next it will check the reset button. Is it inside any form? Yes, inside it is a form. If it is inside the form and button type is reset, then under this current form, whatever the value you have entered, all will get clear. That is the default feature of your browser. Okay. If reset button is outside, it will not work. In the previous example also, we have written as a reset. Correct? Reset button, we have written in the previous example also here. I will check here. Check. Okay. I selected something. Anything is happening? See, I selected Bangalore. Anything happen? No. Because that is not inside the form tag. And it is the dependent element. Reset button is dependent element. Either you have to write JavaScript or you have to use the form tag. So parent itself is missing. Child is helpless. It's not able to do anything. Now in this you can see when I click on clear all, everything is gone. Okay, that is the functionality of reset. Now let me see. I wrote same value, wrote some value, wrote some value, and I write call hi. Let me click on send. Once you click on send, first your compiler will check what is the type of button. The button type is submit. Again it will check, is it inside any form? Yes, inside a form. Then next compiler will collect all the value and directly it will give to the action. It will give to the action. Okay. That meaning it will redirect to the action. Whichever the field you have filled and whichever the variable you have created, all the variable will get encrypted using the post method. And after that, that value will be sent to the directly action. Okay. Let me show you. See, method is get. Now when I go and click on send button, look at here. It's gone to the file call. See here, it's gone to the file called save.php. And after that, it is saying fname. Fname equal to Deepak. Contact equal to mobile number. Saying call my email equal to abc@gmail.com and message equal to msg equal to I. Now entire value is displaying or not? Entire value displaying, right? Assume you are sitting in the BMPC and you are trying to enter in your PhonePe. You enter the password, right? Click on submit button. Correct? Or you are logging the Gmail. You enter your email ID and click on login button. Now suppose someone is standing behind you and your value display like this in URL, value display like this in URL, before reaching to the office account will be hacked. Right? Your username and password will be disclosed to someone else. Then he will say, if this is such a bad method, why people use in the market? What is the use of that? Correct? Secure method is also required and unsecure method is also required. When we do some search in Google, when you do something search in Google, what you search? Public data or private data? Public data. That is based on this method, GET method. Okay. When you search something in the Google, that is based on GET method. But when you log into your net banking, when you log into your phone pay, when you do transfer through the, when you buy something on internet, when you enter your card number, when you enter your OTP, those all are based on POST method because that is a secure data, right? So both will be useful. It's not like both is useless only. One is useless, one is useful. Both are useful according to time and need. Okay. So you saw here in the case of GET method, all values are displaying directly. Let me come back again. Now I'll change here call POST. What is it? POST. When I given the POST, let me go again. I have to refresh the page. Let me keep the same value, and hide. And I'll click on send button. You can see now also it is going to the same page. Save.php. But what value we have entered, that value is not visible anywhere. Right? So in the case of GET and POST, both the way the value will get transferred from the local machine to server, but POST will hide your value. It will pass the value in hidden mode, whereas GET will just disclose the value. It will display the value in the browser URL. Okay. You can check now from your side also. Put the GET method, save the file, enter some value, click on send button. Again, go modify the file, put the POST, enter some value, refresh the page, check once. Any difference is coming or not. If you go as a backend developer in the market, first question people will ask same thing. Face-to-face interview or maybe telephonic round. Third or fourth question come this one. What is the difference between GET and POST? Okay, or what is the GET and POST? You are going to use the GET and POST in the API also, using JavaScript, using the jQuery, using the Angular, using React, everywhere. Without JavaScript also using HTML also directly. When you are posting the value to server, that is called POST. When you are getting the data from the server, that is called a GET. But at that time, while sending and receiving, are you following any kind of security level? Right? If you are following the secure method, your data will be secure. If you are not following the secure method, data will be unsecure. Try and check once. Is it looking similar? GET is showing the value. GET GET should be capital. GET. GET method comes as a capital. GET we checked. POST also you check. So action meaning is what? Action is the property of the form tag. It used to set the location of the file, location of the backend file where you are sending the data. Method is nothing but it set the type of security, whether GET or POST, whether secure or unsecure. Okay, what is the name property? Name property used to define a variable in HTML. Okay, name property used to define a variable in HTML. Using that, we can define a variable. When the user will enter the value, that value will be captured by the particular variable. Submit button you saw what is happening. Reset button also you saw what is happening. Now we can make a small notes in developer guide so that you can remember for later also. You saw the POST. POST is not showing, no? GET is showing? GET is showing directly, right? Okay. So we'll go to developer guide. Okay. Right below list of properties. List of property in input elements. The first you can write called action. What action will define? It used to set path for backend URL, backend where we send value. It used to set the path for backend where we send the value. Like in backend where you are sending the value. Using action property, you define that. Okay. Next one was for method. Method. Okay. It says like it used to set type of security level while sending data to server. While sending the data to server. While sending the data to server. It has a method called get and the method called post. Get and post. It has two types. You can write here, it has two types. It has two types. Get and post. Okay. It pass data to backend via URL. It pass data to backend via URL and data will be visible. Data will be visible. So it is unsecure method. It passes data to the backend via URL and data will be visible. So it is unsecure method. Second one we write, it pass data to backend in hidden mode. So data will be, so it is secure. It is secure method. It is secure method. Related to this, some more definition will be on internet, but you can just speak something in the small line so that people will understand what you are trying to say. Okay, written. Now come, you have written one more property called method. Not method. We have written a property called name. Name property. What it do? Name property. You can write it used to create variable in HTML. If some people will hear this word saying like variable in HTML, they will feel completely odd. They will feel completely odd. But okay, but what is the actual functionality? Actual functionality is variable is nothing but it's represent as a container. So suppose when I go to this file and I have entered here called Deepak. Deepak will be hold in which variable? FNM variable. You can see here the proof. Okay, I have made a post method. Let me convert into get again. Some people may ask you, in HTML there is no concept of variable. How can you say? Just for that purpose, you can prove them. See, I enter Deepak here. I'll click on send. You can see in browser it's saying fname equal to Deepak. So fname become as a container. In the term of programming, container word is called as a variable. Now look into the HTML, how you have created the fname with the help of name property. So in case suppose someone asks, how can you say in HTML there is a variable concept? We can say variable concept is not there, but container concept is there. No? So we create a container with the help of name property. Okay, so we write it used to create a variable in HTML to hold input fields value. To hold input fields value given by user. Input fields value whichever is given by user, that come under the input field only. So how input field will hold that value? So input fields will hold the value in a container, and that container we create with the help of name property. Now that container, what is the use? That is the next level will decide. That container we are sending to backend, or container we are giving to browser, container we are displaying somewhere. That is the next. But it is just like the learn some more, attend some more classes. You will get to know. Next, what we have written? We have written here what is action and method. Action and method. After that, we have written called name. Next, what we wrote called submit and reset. Right here. Submit as a button. Submit as a button. What it do? Submit if you are writing as a button. What it do? You can say it connect to action property of a form tab. It connect to action property of form tag. Without form tag, the submit have no any value. Submit button, if you are writing type equal to submit, and if it is not inside the form tag, it will not do anything. You have to take the help from JavaScript. So in that case, what is doing? When we click on submit button, if the type is submit, then what it do? Directly the button will connect to a action property of a form tag. Now action property will say go to the save.php. So you click on button redirected to action, and action redirected to the where? Some other file, backend can be anything. Okay. So we wrote like it connect to the action property of a form tag in current page. Now reset button, what it do? This is also a button, right? It clear the data of current form. It's clear the data of current form. whichever the current form you have, in the current form, if you have some data, some input field, all will get clear. One more button you have, you can write. If you are writing as a button type as a button, what will happen in that? It is based on JavaScript. To make it functional, you have to call the JavaScript. Without JavaScript, this button type equal to button will not give you anything. Okay. So till here we wrote that what you have implemented. Next file we can create. You have written two more property. Write it. Rows, what it will do? Rows. Okay. It reset, not meaning delete only. Reset meaning either increase or decrease. Okay. It reset the width, not width, height. Row represent the height, top to bottom. It reset the height of text area. Similar way, calls also, it reset the width of text area. It reset the width of text area. It reset the width of text area. Okay, till here we have written. Add some more property that we can implement tomorrow. Placeholder. Placeholder, what it will do? Suppose you open a form, you open a page, inside the page there is a form. Inside the form there is one text box. Under the text box, inside the text box is written enter your name. Okay, under the text box, example you want to see. Let me go here somewhere. Here. Can you see that? What is written? Search Google or type URL something. This is called placeholder. Now, after looking into this text, what we understood? We got some guidance. And that guidance for what purpose? For input purpose. What we should enter here. Okay. So placeholder is for the input guidance. Right? Come down. We can write here, it is for the input guidance. It is for input guidance. It is for input guidance. Okay, what user should enter? We are giving a message to them. You enter your password, enter your email ID. Something. Next, sometime. Now today you have created the text area, and for text area you increase their width using the false property. We have text box also, we have password field also, we have email ID. How to increase their width? Using HTML. That is called size property. Size property. It resize or reset, anything you can say. Okay, here you have written called reset, right? Better you write resize. Resize represent exact keyword. Okay, it resize the width of following, not for all: text, email, password. Only for three: text, email, password. It is not applicable for number, and it is not applicable for date, time, local. It is applicable for these three. Using that size property, you can control the width of text, password, and email. Sometime what will happen? You allow the user to enter the password only 5 character, 8 character. That happen through this property. Max length. It will help you to limit the input in a character. People should not write their name of 300 character. Okay, we can limit 10 character. User cannot enter the password entire village name. They have to enter completely certain character. Okay. So you can write here it, you can say limit the number of character for input element. It limit the number of char in input tags. In input tags, where and all we can write here in text, email, password, select, text area, not per number. It will not work for the number. It says like it limit the number of character in input tags where in text, email, password, select and text area. Okay, if you write the max length for the mobile number, data type number, it will not work. We are written here, no, type equal to, you can see here, type equal to what we have? Type equal to number, we are written somewhere, number. Okay, type equal to number. So in number type, this will not work. Which one? Max length property will not work for the number type. Okay, if the type is number, it will not work. Written. Okay. Next, after that, we have some more property. Come down. What is that? Sometime you have already experienced. If you use the laptop, you feel better to press the tab, right? When you use the laptop filling a form, you press the tab so that your cursor should move. Which property is that? That is called this one. Tab index. Okay, tab index. Right? If you will not use in the project, functionality will happen, but manual tester will reject your page. They'll say like tab index you have not applied. Whichever the mandatory fields are there, like name, email, password is a mandatory. Remaining 10 fields are non-mandatory. Directly their age is mandatory. We are in the end of the page. So when you press the tab, it should go to the name, again should go to the email, should go to the password, and after that directly should go to the age. Where? End of the page. In between 10-20 fields, it should escape. Okay. If you want to fill that, manually click and fill. Okay. Or after filling the mandatory field, the cursor again should come for the optional one by one. Okay. So we can write here, it set the sequence. It set the sequence for sequence. Spelling I have written correct? It set the sequence for sequence of cursor. Sequence of cursor pointer. It set the sequence for cursor pointer in input element. Not in input element. You can write this anywhere. Just write like this. It set the sequence for cursor pointer. It set the sequence for cursor pointer. Okay. Some more property. Let's write one, two more. What is that? Sometime you see under the text box, you can see the value, but you can't edit that. Okay. That is of two types. One is called non-editable and another one is called disabled. One is called non-editable, another one is called disabled. So we have one property called read only and we have one property called disabled. Suppose for example, if I come to this page, and for the mobile number, this value is entered here. Assume this value is default value and this field is read only. We can read that, but we cannot write it. When I click on submit button, mobile number will go to the server. In which case, read only. If your input field is read only, you can see the value, you cannot enter the value, you cannot edit the value, but on the click on submit button, your value will go to the back. Okay. But if this field is disabled, if you have applied disabled, still your value will display. You cannot edit it. But once you click on submit button, your value will not go to the back. Disabled is only for the visibility purpose. It will not go to the backend. Read only is for the visible also, and it will go to the backend also. User cannot edit that. Keep in mind, read only and disable both cannot be editable. Both you cannot edit, but read only will send the value to backend, and disable will not send the value to backend. After writing, I'll guide you in this file. Okay, right here, read only. READONLY. Read only what it do? It make input element only readable. Only, or you can write read only will be proper word. Read only. Okay. READ, read only. It make input element read only. You can't write anything. We have a property called disabled. Disabled. It will make input element DISABLED. 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 Okay. Disabled. This all are called composition. When you write a tablet to some patient, keep in mind while writing the tablet, composition should not be wrong, else head pen will go and leg pen will start. Correct or not? While creating the form, we will listen the requirement, and according to requirement, we will keep listening and will think, okay, I have. While writing, it should not be like at the place of A, you should apply the B. Okay. Okay. Come next. When we go to the hospital, what doctor will say? We will start explaining our problem. Correct? At that time, they will not open the Google. Will they open the Google? No. If they'll open the Google, same patient will not go next time. Okay, same patient will say, okay, let me search in Google. Right? Okay. Similar way, developer, when the problem someone will explain you, right? No one is a perfect developer, 100% sure. Everyone searches from the Google only. But functionality you are not able to implement, but at least problem you can listen properly, no? People is not going to ask the solution at the same time. People will ask the solution after 5 minutes, or maybe you implement later. But when the problem will come, listen the problem properly and arrange it in sequentially. Okay, then when you sit tomorrow for the problem to fix the problem, you take the problem from your list, from your universe, and start applying the solution from that. Okay. So in that case, see, there will be difference between lecturer and developer. Okay, you have to keep in mind. Lecturer meaning is those person who can only speak, but developer is those person who can speak and implement and implement and right then explain you. Right, you should not think like I am you should not be a kind of a speaker. You should be a writer. Okay. This all we are going to implement in coming tomorrow, day after tomorrow class. We are going to implement it. If you write along with me, here only will remember everything. Okay, come to code. Which file? Form 1. Just you see once. Okay. What we discuss? We discuss like, let me go for this mobile number. Mobile number or maybe name only. Let me write the name. Some value I'll fix here just to convince you. Okay. Value as a XYZ. XYZ. Okay. And I'll make it as a READONLY. Read only equal to read only. Read only. One word is fine. Read only, one space is okay. See, I made this text box as a read only. Value is XYZ. Let's come to the mobile number. Mobile number. We'll write some value here. Value is also property. We will be making the note 99999. Okay. And I'll write here college disabled. Give one space. Both you can't edit. Let me run the page. Method is get, yes. See here. This is read only. We are able to click here. This is called disabled. Mobile number is disabled, right? Even it will not allow to click also, it's fully dead. This is all okay, little active, little interactive, okay? Let me click on send button. You can see here, which value is passed? F name equal to XYZ, and after that directly email and directly MSG. Mobile is passing? No. So what property you have given for mobile? You have given called disable. Disable is like is a dead. Your element is there, but it is non-functional. Okay, it is not part of your page itself. It's not part of the functionality. Okay, but if it's the read only, then the value will pass to the backend as well. Okay, so clear till here. This all we will be implementing tomorrow. Which question will come in your mind? With patience, you listen it. Automatically after one class or after one example, the solution, the question has come in your mind. For that answer will come automatically in sequence. Okay, like he asked how to resize. Solution came after some time. Many question was supposed to come. For that all solution is listed here. Not only this much. For one text box, there is a 10 property. 10, 10, 10. If you write all 10 property in one example, then might be you will remember 2 and 8 you will forget. But I will not write like that. In one example, 2 property. Next example, 2 property. Next example, 2 property. 6, 7 page you will create and simply you remember all. Okay. Okay. See you tomorrow.